What was that? Oh, all right. So welcome to our first team call of the month of September. It's Labor Day, so it's the 5th. I appreciate all of you guys getting on and showing up for our weekly team meeting, our family network. Nicole Cave raised her hand. Okay. Did everyone else see that notification, or did that just show up on my screen?
Just you.
Oh.
Just you.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. But anyways, so we have an exciting team call planned tonight with some great guests. But before we move on, I just had some announcement type stuff I wanted to talk about, and some shout outs and things like that. So I'm recording and I'm going to share my screen. Can somebody verbally say yes that you can see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so first of all, I know that October 29th sounds like it's forever away, but I want you guys to already have your Super Saturday on your radar. And I'm going to start hounding you guys about this on a more regular basis because events are so key in this business as far as being there, showing your team that you are making them a priority. And you have to start now to talk to people and to get people to come to your event and to get people to come with you if you're traveling to one. So if you are somebody that tells me that there is no Super Saturday close by, then guess what? That's plenty of time for you to register your own and get one going in your own hometown. And if you have like a corporate one that's close by, you need to start talking to people now, getting people to come with you. Hey, I've got to drive an hour away to go to this event. I want to have my friends with me, that kind of thing. So, put that on your radar. That is just around the corner. 7 or 8 weeks. Everybody make sure that you have your audio on mute, please. Okay, next thing. Another thing that's kind of out a little ways, but we've got to start talking about it and working on it now. The New Leader Conference. This is a really cool and exclusive event that happens in January. It happens in Beachbody headquarters in LA. And actually last year we had a few of our coaches represented there. We had Michelle Harris and we had Nicole Murray and we had Erica Bartolowitz who were there, and Caitlin didn't go. I think she was there the year previous, Caitlin Wilson. So anyways, everything that I've heard about this event is that it's really like you get so much one-on-one attention with a lot of the trainers and the corporate people there because it's just a very small exclusive event. Check the FAQs for the exact things that you need to qualify, but just off the top of my head, I know you have to be 2-star and you have to have a certain number of points. So if you are already a diamond or if you have a goal of being 2-star at the end of the year, we are going to be putting a group together that's starting this month for people that really want to take it seriously and say, I am going to be at that New Leader Conference in January. So this is a really, really cool opportunity, but it's going to take some work. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. So if that is something that you're interested in, I'll be posting the details for that shortly. Next up, another thing to put on your radar is the Core de Force. So make sure that you are talking to people, and make sure you're on mute. But make sure that you are talking about Core de Force. You've got to start putting it out there now, building your list for people that are looking for a martial arts program, maybe people that used to be your customers that liked Les Mills programs, people that you know that go to the gym and take those martial arts type classes, or maybe their kids go and do martial arts and you're like, hey, you can be doing this at home or whatever, but you've got to start like building that now. You've got to start putting those, like planting those seeds so that, we can start doing preview groups and things like that as it's getting closer. Just like with Country Heat, there's going to be exclusive on-demand previews of this workout. I'm already starting to see YouTube videos for people that are in the test group right now. I know Kendra Fletcher is in the test group. So, keep an eye on her YouTube channel so that you've got some exclusive footage and stuff that you can start sharing about this program. Next up, I have a few people I want to give some shout outs to. As you have seen, we've been really focusing on the vital behaviors and especially number one being proof the product works. And each week I ask you guys to report to me where you're at in your fitness program and to share a win or a success story. Maybe you finished a program, maybe you started a program. So I just wanted to give a shout out to these few people that I just thought really went above and beyond, had some amazing results. So Marcy, we were just talking about the Ultimate Reset before the call started, and I am like amazed looking at your pictures. Those are amazing, from 195 pounds to 178. Like, that's crazy in 21 days. So I am sure that you probably feel amazing from doing that program, and we are proud of you. I know that's probably, some people say that the Ultimate Reset is actually Beachbody's hardest program. Lorraine, she completed Insanity and Insanity Max 30. So that is huge. Not many people have done both of those programs. Who else? Sue Erickson, who's going to be talking on our call tonight. She just completed Country Heat and lost 7 pounds and 7 inches. So, wow, that is awesome. And Natalie Bender, she completed 21-day fix extreme, PIO, and 22-minute hardcore. She is down over 70 pounds. Guys, that is crazy. 70 pounds are gone. She's healthier. She probably looks and feels amazing now. So that all amazing success stories that are a part of our team, part of our family, and we need to be sharing these stories and make sure that you are giving a shout out to everybody who has been completing their programs, and feel free to ask them questions about these programs and their journey with that. Okay, the surge was last week, September 1st. Make sure that if you were not able to watch it live, that you go back and watch on the Beachbody 411 page. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time about what Carl talked about, but make sure that you watch that. And last thing is, I just wanted to give another shout out to everybody who hit their Success Club goals in the month of August. We had a really amazing month. I know that, partially it was because of Country Heat and Team Cup month and all those things, but I know that we can continue that momentum and keep moving forward at that pace. We can still continue to help 300, 400, 500 lives every single month. I know that we can do that together as a team. So a big shout out to all of you guys who are represented up here on this slide, and another one for the people that already have points on the board this month. So high five to you guys, Riley, Michelle, Alicia, Lindsay, Jenny, Paula, and Brittany. You guys are starting off the month strong in September, and we are proud of you. So that was everything for the announcements and such, and I want to get on to the meat of the call. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Mike, who's going to be hosting the rest of the call. And this was definitely his baby, his idea here. That's why he's going to be the one that's going to talk about it. No.
I can't have it over there. Here?
No.
Yeah, for the screen share thing for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Why do I have to be here? I don't understand.
Plugged in.
Get me out of this
Good lighting.
Thing. It really isn't. Get me out of the screen share thing.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Thank you. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? It seems like forever since Jennifer's allowed me to host a call. I don't know what it is, but I promised her I would. I promised her I would keep it under 4 hours since it is Labor Day. So I will keep to that. Anyways, okay, good. Took care of that issue. Anyways, just wanted to say hello to everybody. I don't see why lighting matters if we're doing screen share, but I feel much more comfortable on the couch. I guess that's one of the best things about being a stay-at-home dad now is I can sit on the couch. So anyways, first off, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know it's a holiday. I know that probably some of you are on this call drunk, and that's okay. But I definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do so. So basically, here's what happened. A little bit ago, I met with 3 people that I really had a good connection with. We had some conversations. It's kind of started off at Summit. Just from some convos. 4 of us were hanging out a lot and just realized that we were all in a very similar place of what we wanted for our business and what we really thought we could do. And I had been seeing some different trends in some different groups that I was doing for my photography business and things that I really wasn't trying to do to actually recruit anybody to my niche. But because of the fact that I was offering these free challenges, and it seemed like no matter what I was doing, I was getting engagement right away. And I was like, wow, this might be something we could really implement a lot more. I know so many of us do free challenges, right? But really leading with those, I know we have some coaches on here that came from free challenges. But one thing I noticed that in a couple things that I did before bringing it to these three individuals was that this was working out perfect for brand new coaches, people that had just started, and just getting something, we all want to get that first taste of success, right? We all want to sign up in this business, and when we first sign up, our why is so prevalent and our why is so amazing to us. But the longer we're in this business and, we've been in this business for like 3 weeks and we're not an elite coach yet, and reality hits in that, wait a minute, you know what I mean? I may need to wait longer than 90 days to get my goal, right? And it just starts to get rid of, wait a minute, this might be a little bit of work. One of the things that what we're going to discuss tonight does, it gets people that may be lurking around, and it's going to get them into your niche and into your way of life a lot quicker just by showing them that you want to impart value. And one of the best things is a lot of people say, I don't feel comfortable reaching out to people and asking them for a sale or asking them to do something. I've not been in this journey. The last 3 years of my life, I posted pictures of Wendy's, and now all of a sudden, I'm going to put Shakeology and ask them to do Shakeology. So it gives you the opportunity to qualify yourself, kind of like a prerequisite, right? Let's call it like a prerequisite. Then it makes you feel a lot more comfortable. So let me go ahead and bring this back to that full screen.
Back to screen share?
Yes. How do I do that?
Click share screen.
Oh, they made it easy. Okay, so here we go. The lighting's not going to matter anymore. Right here?
No. I'm there.
Okay, cool.
And now go to the green button.
Go to the green button. Yeah. Can I make this a presentation?
It is for them.
Okay, it is for them. Okay, so can anyone unmute real quick just to say that you could see this?
We can see it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, back to mute. So what we're going to do, I really want to give a huge thank you to Tanya, to Sue, and to Tracy, not only for spending the time with us at Summit and just really getting able to chance to get to know you guys better, but also taking the time to brainstorm, especially when we were out, we're having fun, and just taking that time with me to brainstorm and then agreeing to do the test group. So what I asked each of these ladies to do was I reached out to them and I said, would you please go ahead and do what I call a free to paid challenge. And of course, a couple of them are going to show different variations. Obviously, the main thing of when we discuss what we're doing is to give an idea of what's in our head, and then it's your job to make that into your own. So some people didn't do it exactly like how I thought of, but all had success. So basically the way that I did this, I'm going to give you this overview. The purpose of this was to engage people quickly, and that way they can enjoy the success right away. And it may not have been a monetary success, but even just the ability to help somebody. Remember, like we always say, like our upline says, your income is a direct reflection of the lives you're willing to change. So if that's the case, we lead with wanting to change lives, not lead with sales. So it's a perfect onboarding solution for new coaches as well. And it's a good opportunity to work with your upline, and we're going to discuss that in a little bit too. Also, it shows the value to participants right away. So obviously, if we're doing something that's free and that's something that's based, like a water challenge or something of that nature, it's going to show value right away. And like I said in my prelude to this was, it's going to earn the right for you to ask for their business. It's going to earn the right for you to ask for their referrals and earn the right to showcase their results. I want you to think about this, right? And when we get back off the screen share at the end, I want you to think about this and raise your hand. How many of us are actually asking for referrals? We work so hard to meet with people on what I consider a tier 1 basis, but we never get into their Rolodex like we should. If you've worked with someone, if you've done a challenge all the way from the most expensive challenge pack all the way down to a free 3-day water challenge, you've earned the right to ask for the referral if you've done right for that. So what is a good challenge? A good challenge, and this is, we're talking about free groups specifically. That's what this call is about. A good challenge is any problem you can think of. Basically, I want you to be in search of a problem because you have solution. You've seen these challenges going around about a lunchbox challenge, a lot of challenges about a water challenge, challenges about organization challenge, clean eating challenge. It doesn't have to be like strictly this crazy challenge. It can be whatever you're currently struggling for in your life. Obviously, there may be other people that are struggling, and it's a great way for you to introduce people that are like-minded, right? So as we grow in a tribe, we want to bring people together that are like-minded individuals. So the best way to do this, if I'm unorganized and you're my friend on Facebook, maybe you're unorganized. So I may run a 5-day organizational challenge. So continue to identify those problems. Basically any problems. And this is what happens, and when Jen starts to do this, it makes problems and obstacles your key to success. For example, maybe some sort of health issue or something like that. Just make them something that you can do. Okay, branch out. Okay, here's one thing I want you to do as we go through this. I want you to get away from Facebook as your main source. There's so many other things going on out there with different things like Instagram and Snapchat and especially YouTube. Make sure that if you are documenting, make sure that you're sharing your journey, that you're inviting people on YouTube. Every time we get on a call and we ask Scotty, what can we do to better our business? Get on YouTube. Get on YouTube. That's been his mantra since day one, and I think it's worked very well for him. Okay, I am going to skip over these next 3 slides, and I'm going to turn it over. Country Heat, is this one Sue's? Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Sue Erickson right now. So this is her portion. So basically, Sue, go ahead and take it away and kind of give us an overview of what you thought, and just tell me when to switch the slides.
Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So I actually, came back pumped up and had made such close connections with many of you that I either hadn't known before or got to know better, like Jen and Michael. So when we got back, we had kept talking and free group. So I was actually running a free 7-day water group when Michael had brought up this this idea to challenge us to do it. So I was running a 7-day, and it was, I think, Tuesday or so. And so the next day I was putting out there, I was decided, because I had just started Country Heat, that I would do this one, a 3-day free sneak peek into Country Heat. So the ish was Michael's term, and I loved it. I thought that was so perfect, because I'm not going to show you Country Heat in its entirety, but just a little sneak peek. So I put this out there, and because I had been doing it for probably maybe a week or 2 already, I'm not really sure, I can't remember, but anyway, and had been already kind of talking about it, and so everyone that saw this ad saw that I think, it really got some traction, and they were like, oh yeah, I want to see what you're doing. So I ended up with 28 people in this 3-day Country Heat-ish group. You can show the next slide. I kind of messed up and put these together, but the first one was somebody who had commented on one of my videos of me doing Country Heat, and so I asked her about this, and I just thought it was cute that she's like, I remember line dancing back in the day, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks for thinking of me. And so so she was in there, and then this other message was from, later on when we had converted over to the purchased group, but the fact that they were excited to show me that their use had come, that I thought I was so excited that they were so excited, because I'm the exclamation point queen, as you can see by mine, but look at that person was rocking them too. So we found each other. So from the 3-day, you can go to the next slide. In the 3-day, and this was my invite to that water group before, and so in the water group and in the 3-day, I had posted a challenge. The water group was just rocking. They were, I said that I had a free prize for them, and I put out some points, and they were just posting and posting, and so they were super engaged. So I knew that a lot of them would like to convert to another group when this 7 days was over. And then the 3-day, I put out there that I had a challenge to bring in friends. And the one that brought the most friends to this next 7-day group to step it up would win whatever. It turned out I sent them some Shaco samples, and they didn't even know what the prize was. But they invited lots of friends to this. But the point was, from the water and from the Country Heat, that how important the nutrition plan was. And I kept talking about it. I'd show them my containers, show them what I was doing, show them the Shakeology. And so from that, I made this 7-day clean-ish country eating group. And so, we talked about how it wasn't going to be perfect. We weren't going to follow the plan perfectly because it was just a 7-day group. But, let's see what we can do if we can step it up to the next level. You've seen the workouts in the 3-day group and a little bit of the sneak peek of the country eating. So here's some recipes. Here's some, just a little bit more. So it was like just a little bit more tantalizing for them. And so from those 2 free groups, I ended up with 32 members in this cleanish country eating group. And so during that, I posted recipes. I went live and showed filling the containers and making my Shakeology and talking about it. And the funniest thing, as I'm going, all of a sudden I look in my back office and a couple people had just purchased the program. And I'm like, so I missed a step there in discussing, and actually it just happened really quick in that 3-day program. And then so I went to them and we talked about, how else we could, do it, and with Shakeology and such. So from this program, the free groups, I had 7 people that originally purchased just the program. And I think it was so country focused that might have been why they really were into that program themselves. And I had 4 that purchased a challenge pack. And today, someone had called and said, I really want to do Shakeology. And I said, well, we can talk about it. There's other programs, there's whatever. Well, she called and actually had her Country Heat standalone program converted to a challenge pack. So that it ended up being that I had 5 challenge packs from this group and 6 that purchased the program. I have 4 more that are still talking to me. And some of those that just purchased the program were some of my coaches that were in my groups. So they already had Shakeology going and that kind of thing. So I think it was a nice conversion, and these people are still engaged. And now I'm starting a wake up early tomorrow. It's going to be 4-day instead of 3. But then I want to continue this every month. You know, I loved this cycle of a little short one, and it was kind of a sneak peek, and then a little bit longer, and then converting to a full paid challenge group. And the health bet was just such a great one to have the Shakeology as part of that. You have to have it to have the to be a part of that group. So that group was really good timing for this too. So I have oh gosh, I don't even know, as of today, about 14 or 15 in my health bet challenge. So that's the purchase challenge group. So I think that.
Awesome. No, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those. Couple of notes, and just before we just move on, a couple of personal notes on this particular one. I wanted to reach out in that initial slide that you guys saw right here. Notice I don't know what the conversation was before the I'm having a 3-day sneak peek, but the point was that there was a personal message. And of course, there was also probably invites on Facebook wall to begin with, but do not send those personal invites, especially if you're doing something for free. Why not? What's the, and you know that you're not going, you know you don't have bad intentions, so you don't have to worry about what some of their reservations are, because you know those aren't the reality. You're not trying to bait and switch somebody in there, and there's no charge or nothing in there. What's that?
I personally messaged everyone that was in that 3-day group and asked them about if they hadn't already said that they wanted to in the group, you know, and then both. So each time made sure that everybody was personally contacted.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So, and the other thing that you did exactly what I told you to, was you asked for their friends to invite their friends. And that is so important because it's free and people want to join with someone together. I remember even when I got, I remember even when I got a speeding ticket and I had to go to driving school, I remember asking Jen to come with me. Just because I had to go to but my point is though that you never want to, people don't want to be alone. So if you're doing something that's free and fun, and especially if you're giving a prize away, I know that worked really well for you. So awesome. All right. So we're going to switch over to Tracy, right? She's next. Tracy, are you there, love? Hello. Can you hear me, Tracy? Sue, do you know if she ever got on? I know she said she was having trouble.
I see her on there.
Yeah,
I can see her face. She's there, but I can't hear her.
Tracy, can you unmute yourself?
She looks unmuted.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's not muted. We just can't hear her.
Okay. Well, maybe Sue, can you reach out to her and I'll just go down to Tanya and then and then we'll just swing back around. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
And Mike, actually, the next slide, your slide 20, is actually one of my pictures from the very first live group that I did.
Okay. So you can see this sidebar, or Jen told me.
Yeah, I could see it. So your slide 20, if you want to pull that up, I can at least explain that, because I went live for my invite, so I don't really have a lot of pictures to show about my invite.
That's okay. It's all right. Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay, so the first one that I did, I decided to do a 3-day eat cleaner group because I love my food and I love my burgers and I love my pizza and my tacos, and I just try to eat them in a little bit of a cleaner fashion. And I know there's millions of other people out there like me. So I just decided one day, I was in the kitchen after talking to Mike and everything, I was making my lunch and I decided to go live, because I try to go live at least every other day on my Facebook. And I decided to kind of let them in on my thought process of my lunch, and I invited them at the same time to my 3-day eat cleaner group. So I think I had about 20 people in that group. I just did that one live, inviting them, that one time live, and then I invited people privately in Messenger. So this was one of the screenshots I took during the group. Basically what I did in this group is I went live 3 to 4 times a day in the group. Every time I made a meal, I went live in the group and I talked to them about what I was making. I showed them the color-coded containers that I was using while I was making my meal. I gave them my thought process behind what choices I was making, why I was making those choices. I went live making my Shakeology. I showed them, how I make my Shakeology, why I drink it every day, what it does for me, how it makes me feel. So I was kind of like breadcrumbing the program I was on while I was teaching them how to make a little bit cleaner choices with their food. So each meal I went live. My breakfast live while the kids were walking around doing whatever. I was showing them real life live in the kitchen. Went live for lunch, live for snack, and live during dinner time as well. And then while I was in there as well, I wanted to already talk about my next group, which was a 7-day water group. And basically, I didn't kind of like, I don't even know how to verbalize. I didn't like say who wants to be in the group. When I went live in the group, said, okay, so our next step in this group is for all of us to do a 7-day water challenge group. Now that we know how to make cleaner choices with our food, now let's learn and help each other, motivate each other, add water, because those are our important factors in a fitness journey. So I kind of just told them that was our next step, our next group to go into. I did post about that group. I went live once with an invite and posted a picture inviting into that second group. And I had about 35 people that went into that. So everybody from my 3-day group went into it. They added a few friends and additional people that I had invited along the way. So from there, we did the 7-day water challenge. And in there, same thing. I went live a couple times. I was always posting pictures, doing a water check, me with my big, huge jug that's like as big as my head. Doing like a water check, checking on them throughout the day, but also still posting about food because they just came from an Eat Cleaner group. So I was still posting my food throughout the day, posting my containers, posting my shake when I had it, being like, oh, I got 8 ounces of my water right here, but mine's chocolate. I don't have to worry about it being plain. Things like that in the group. And already talked about my next challenge group, which was the Health Vet group. Our team is actually running it. A bunch of us coaches together are running it together. So it's a really big group. So I would talk about that also in the group to get them into the next one. So out of those 2 groups, I had 3 challenge packs that finished right after the group to go into the Health Vet. But then I had others that I actually think I still have 3 orders that I had sent from there that are still waiting to order. They had things come up and they have to still order it. So I did send a lot out, but 3 actually finalized it from that group. My favorite thing about doing it that way, I had always been one of the coaches that thought I had to do like a 30-day free group and do it for like the whole month. I loved breaking it up into smaller groups. It was like baby stepping the challengers from a little bit of work to a little bit more work to, oh, well, if I did it for 7 days, I can add like another week and a half to this. I basically just did 10 days already. I can just double that and I've done an entire program. So it kind of gets them out of that mindset of I can't do this because they've already done half of it. So I felt like it eased into it a lot more. And I loved it so much that I actually, Mike, if you want to go down, I think it's slide 23. Okay. I decided to do it again this month. I'm going to do something each month. So this one, it's because I was thinking of my own things. And for me, dinner time is super busy now that school's back up. And I have to take Kayla to soccer or they have their open houses. There's always something going on now with school. So I decided what would be easiest for me would be the crock pots. So I decided to do a 5-day free crock pot group. So this was my post that I did, with school being so busy, where are all my busy parents at for dinner? What are you going through a drive-through or just ordering pizza, whatever's easier, if they would like to join my free group. Right now, at that point, you could see, I think there was like 75 people that liked it and tons. The next slides are actually all the comments of people saying, add me, add me, add me. I want in there. And I put in there also, I gave them a call to action to share and tag their friends that might be interested in the group. Nice. That way, when they're tagging their friends, I get to add their friends as a friend, talk to them. But now I'm getting into their network and into their market by them tagging their friends in my post. I have right now 70 people in that group, and I've only posted this one post about it. It's an awesome group, and out of those 70, I would say about 25 of them are people that added their friends into the group. Once the group got opened, I told them, feel free to add your friends in here. There's no fee for this group. There is nothing for this group. I'm going to make the menu. I'm going to give you your shopping list. And all you have to do is go to the store and buy stuff. And then the night before, I will go live and we can make the meal together, put the crock pot in the fridge, and you don't have to worry about dinner for the next day. So this group has even gotten more than the last one. I don't know if it's because I kind of did trial and error with the first two. So now it's kind of a little bit easier to transition into it for me. Like it was a little bit easier this time for the crockpot one, but I've gotten a lot of people in there. I've added about 40 people to my network just from this one crockpot group so far.
Wow.
So.
Okay, quick question, Tanya, on the crockpot thing. Is this on your like page or your personal page?
My personal page.
Okay.
I've shared, now that I've opened the group up, I have scheduled a couple posts because it's not going to start. I already have these people. It's not starting until the 12th. So I already kind of started posting in there. I have private messaged each individual person and sent them their link to get their free membership with me. So that way they can see other, health tips and fitness tips and recipes on their Beachbody site. So a lot of them, I actually need to go in tomorrow to my Teamsy and add them in there because I had like 10 of them do it today. I did a bunch of the messages today. But now that the group's open, I have the link for the group where I've posted it onto my like page to try to reach other people.
Awesome. Okay. Are any of these other slides yours, Tanya? Or
No, that was it.
Okay. Tracy, did we happen to get back on? I know that she messaged me and said she was working on trying. If someone sees Tracy jump on, just let me.
Yeah, I see her.
Yeah.
She is there, but we can't hear her. Can you call in on your phone, Trace?
Yeah. So let's work on that still. While we're doing that, Tracy, when you do get if you do get on and a way to call, just interrupt me. What I wanted to do during this time is just kind of go over a couple of keys to success in what we're talking about. Because as you can see by Tanya's slide and Sue's slide, this actually really works in getting people to speak with you and to go out. And there's really no reason to be afraid of asking somebody to do for free. And you know that you're going to provide. These ladies are providing. The one thing that all three of these did, which I think is why they're doing so successful, is they're providing amazing value. They're treating each one of these people as if they have purchased and they're actual customers. However, they're not investing customer time. So they're doing very simple things, but they're treating them with the dignity of a customer, and they're actually doing what a coach is all about. So a couple keys. Tips to success. Make sure that you're praising these challengers daily. It is absolutely the fourth vital behavior. Engage with your. It's now the third. It's been upgraded to the third. I'm sorry. So what got dropped?
No, there's still 4. It's
okay.
now number 3.
Anyways, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know. So I didn't get the memo. Anyway, so praise your. It's one of the 4. Engage with the challengers in the group. Monitor the ones that are actively participating. These are going to be your most likely chances for 1 to 2 things, for going into your next free group or actually going into being a customer. And just like Sue said, don't worry if they're just buying a program. That's fine. Let them buy the program. If that's what they want to do, let them do that, and we can convert them to a challenge pack. Sue brought it up perfectly. There's going to be something else that they're going to want if they're becoming fans of the programs that we can get them on a challenge pack next month. So no problem. Don't lose the opportunity. Remember that Jen Greenberg started off with results and recovery. So I don't even think how much volume is results and recovery. I think it's like 30. You know what I mean? So don't be 30 and a borrowed copy of P90X. So don't judge that. Don't be so locked into the challenge pack points. If you're running these groups like this, your points are going to come. But what we're saying is monitor the ones that are liking and engaging. If there are people in your group that are actually liking and commenting on other people's posts, I am telling you, these are probably going to be your future coaches. It's how we found Nicole Cave. It's how we found countless others, is because she was already investing in other people when it made nothing to do with her personally. So that is going to be your coach. So always look for that and just encourage that person a little bit more. And then like Sue and both Tanya said, ask your challengers to post this is something that I brought up to them, and I know they've done it. Ask them to post their success and tag you. Okay? Not everything needs to be you generated. Treat this as if.
Testing.
Yes. Okay, great. I'm just gonna let me finish. I'm gonna let you take over. I guess we got Tracy now, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can
Well,
you hear me?
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for not giving up.
Oh, yeah. Well, my husband helped me out. Thanks, Eric.
That's good. See? Okay, good. Okay. You have one of the country heatish 3-day group pictures, right?
I did. Yep.
Okay. Are you on phone or are you on the actual
I'm on
Zoom?
computer.
Okay, good. So is that yours?
Yes.
Is that your card? I feel like David
Yes, it is.
Copperfield. Okay. All right. Take her away. This
I
is
did.
Tracy Olson.
I was a copycat. And
That's great.
I never did free groups. I was one of those people that was kind of intimidated by the free group. I don't know if it was because I didn't have the kind of the structure and the schedule to go by. I didn't feel like I had anything I don't know what my deal was. But anyway, so this was really a good thing for me. And I really appreciate you, Michael, for reaching out and having me join this, because I think this was a big learning curve for me. And that was probably, I think I'll be much more successful in the future because of it. But what had happened is I did the 3-day free group, and I did the same thing. I made a lot of videos. I played around with YouTube. I've got some stuff on YouTube now, which I'd never done before, showing the different recipes, the cauliflower one, mashed cauliflower, and showed people how I made my Shakeology. And just a lot of, I felt like I added a lot of value. I put so much time into this, but it was really, really good. And out of that, I think I had 9 people in that group. And from that, I went on to a 7-day hydration group that ended up being 14 days, because it was 14 days before my paid group started. And so I rolled the people over that were in the country heat sneak peek into the hydration one. And from, and that was great for me too, because that's something I struggle with, and a lot of people that were in the group struggle with, just drinking enough every day. So I felt like I added a lot of value. I learned a lot. I gave away one of those great green glass water bottles, and then the gal that had won it posted a picture and tagged me on her timeline, which was really cool. And then the lady that had bought the Country Heat Challenge pack that was in both of my groups, she had, I forgot to send you the picture, but she had texted me when she got it. She'd spread it all out and took a really nice picture. And I said, put that on your timeline and tag me. So just having people kind of supporting me and giving some validity to what I'm doing than me always, showing my stuff. Having other people do that was really pretty cool. So yeah, got me out of my, so now I have a schedule, a monthly schedule. I'm going to do the free to the paid each month. And I have it, scheduled in the middle of the month, so I can think ahead what I'm going to do each month. And I think I like your idea, Tanya, the crock pot. I think I might do something with fall recipes. And it might not be crock pot, but I know everybody around the middle of, or around the fall, starts to think about chilies and soups, and I make a lot of really healthy soups and things like that. So I'm thinking I'll do like a fall theme that has healthy recipes that way. And yeah, so.
Is this other slide yours too, Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has your name on and your bust. So.
Yeah. So I like that app. That's a really cool app too, the hydration one. And then one of the gals had showed us some pictures of what she was doing with her water that looked really yummy too.
That's awesome. And is this person right here that showed a picture of this water, is this someone that you're talking with, or someone you think may sign up in either a challenge pack or be a coach?
Actually became a coach, and she's my former pastor. She became a coach and a business builder before this challenge, before the free challenge. But I think because of it, she was active in it, and she kind of saw what coaches do. And I think that helped her to want to, she sees how easy it can be. and started acting like a coach already. So I think she's on her way.
That's awesome. Thank you. Okay. That's great. I love that right there. And I love how she's posting. I'm going to finish these keys to success. I only got 2 more slides, guys. I'm going to open it up for questions. One of the things too, when you're monitoring, like we said, ask your challengers to post their success. This is something that Tracy just tagged on perfectly. Jennifer does this all the time, and I do this all the time, especially if I'm doing a coach call or a Zoom. Very rarely will we get off the Zoom where I don't say, hey, will you please go into the group and say that we chatted? Because it is a whole different feel when somebody posts, like if Rachel says, hey, I just got off a great call with Mike Greenberg, it went really well, this is what I learned, versus me talking and saying that I did this. So when you're doing these free groups, remember you're doing this for their value purposes, but you also have an agenda, and it's okay to have the agenda. So be sure to ask, hey, will you please post about this and tag me in there? And tag me in your post. And that way you can go on there and love on them on their post and not always just sharing on your wall. This is a great way to get into their Rolodex, especially if their settings are made so that only their friends see their posts. If you're not one of their friends and you do a shout out to them, it's not going to matter, I don't think, right? Because they're right. Jen's shaking her head. No, it's not going to matter because they're not your friends. So you're just preaching to your own deck of cards. Remember, we say there's 4 aces out of every deck of cards. We need to get into their deck of cards. So we definitely want to make sure that we do this. This is perfect to get. Now, the reason why we call it, back to the beginning slide, the free to paid and a 15-day guide to success, the way that it works is we want you to do an invite for a very small free challenge group. You know, we're not doing the purpose of this group was to get away from the 30-day challenges because we want to make it so that they have success. And I think in every single group that we've done in all 3 of these guys, they had just as much participation because let's be honest, by the end of day 2, you're almost 50% of the way done. So don't do a long invite. Obviously, Tanya's got a big challenge going on with the crock pot, so that's done a little bit differently. But your free, 3-day water group, Jen's, I think she would ask for people to join the group on a Wednesday for something that starts on Friday, right? And the reason why we do this, let's say that is the 5th of the month right now, and you do a 3-day invite for a free challenge group, okay? And so that brings you to the 8th of the month. And then from there, we're going to do let's say a 5-day water challenge. That's going to give you to the 13th of the month. And then from there, you're going to start asking people from that group to go into another free group. So you're like, hey, I've got another free group. You're graduating into this group, or this is something else that we're doing. Or they have the option to maybe repeat another group again. But that would start maybe 1 or 2 days after this group started. And it would be another 5-day group. My point is, by the end of 2 free challenges, you've now brought a challenger through 2 free groups, and it's only about the 20th, give or take, of the month. So you're still going to have a good solid 10 to 12 days, depending on when you started forming them, to ask for the business to join your paid challenge group that starts on, let's say, October 1st. So you're giving them 2 very active, you're showing yourself, you're showing that you can do this, and you're imparting value into them. So it gives you the absolute right to ask for their business. And even if they're not ready right now, just like Sue brought up, she's got conversations and challenge pack points that are still coming from those groups. But do not make the mistake of not asking for the referral for the next free challenge group. Who do you know that would benefit from this? Who do you know that would want to do this free, no obligation thing? Also making sure that anyone that gets added into your group, make sure you're putting a post in your group saying, please add me on Facebook, okay? And that way please send me a friend request just to make sure that these things are showing up in your news feed due to regulations or the security ways that Facebook is set up. I may not show up, so please send me a friend request. Now you've got a constant stream of people sending you friend requests. Guys, you guys that are on here, obviously you're a business builder in some way or fashion. This is perfect to start telling your new coaches to do on day one. The reason why I said for you to go in there with them is because I want you in that group with them. I want them leading it, but I want you just overseeing it so that you can see like who's interested in theirs. You can do this on the very first day they become a coach before their challenge pack even shows up. I'm excited to start coaching. This is a whole new life event for me. Me and my upline coach are doing a 3-day water challenge. It's completely free. I don't drink anywhere near as much water as I need to. Who's going to join with me? No cost. And that way that coach can start getting the me. It's so uplifting. But the trick is, do not waste the time do not waste the time, just X out of this. Do not waste the time investing too much time. Remember that this is a free group. So even though this is a free group, so we don't want to go crazy in how much time we're investing in this. It should not be the crust of your day, but making sure that you're posting success stories constantly and getting them to do it. But this is something you can do with your challengers and you starting right now. I mean, you can get right now, think of, what's a problem I have? I don't sleep more than 5 hours a day. So I'm going to do I'm going to do a get up early challenge. Who wants to join me? That one might be a little bit more limited, but the water challenges, marriage challenges, the crock pots, the meals, these are the backpack challenge, has all been great. And you're going to find that people are just going to be like, I want to join. And that's going to be so much different.
Yeah, I go on Pinterest a lot and I just search free challenges all the time. And I just have like a Pinterest board where I just get ideas all the time. Like Sarah Manaresi and I are doing a lunchbox challenge where, we're giving moms ideas on things for like healthy things that you can pack in your kids' lunch that they're actually going to eat instead of like buying fruit, like fruit gummies and stuff, which in my case is like the only thing my kid wants to eat. And there's like lots of other things that I've found that like from marriage challenges, communication challenges, things that are seasonal, like somebody had said something about doing something fall related. There's like self-care type challenges, all kinds of things. So like whenever I have some extra time or just like, I kind of enjoy social media. Like, it's fun for me to just randomly scroll on Facebook, Pinterest, whatever. So when I'm doing that, I just save things like that so that it gives me ideas on things that I can implement going forward. I know Phyllis and I had worked together on one called Mom Sanity, where we were doing things to like help you, handle mom, like without becoming momzilla, so those kind of things, just anything that you find, just save it and you can build on that.
This is going to make it so your market is a lot more warm. This is going to be adding people into a warm market because you're actually becoming friends with them. You're doing these free challenges. It's going to make it very easy. You don't have to be like, well, I'm posting about shake. I posted this Shakeology and nobody wanted to join. And I posted a picture of the Country Heat Challenge pack, and I didn't have 5 people say they were in. So this method right here, if you did this method like I'm discussing, you're looking at probably a 12-day turnaround. And sure, that might get you, but that doesn't mean you're not having other conversations as well. This isn't your only stream. But as you get going, and like every single person said, the more that they've done this, now that they're on their second round of this option, it's so much easier. And we tried this with one of Jennifer's brand new coaches. It was her first month as a coach. Who was it? Ariana. It was her very first month. Jennifer said, hey, let's get together. Let's do this free challenge group. How long was it?
It was 1 week.
It was a 1-week challenge. She had never gotten Success Club before. She was a brand new coach, and she got Success Club her first month. Mm-hmm. And it was directly because of that, because how many people did she have in that group?
Like 20 probably.
Yeah, she had 20 people that joined an absolute free challenge. So it felt like it was working. right? If you feel like it's crickets out there, you just got to, it's supply and demand. You just got to give them what people want. If people don't want to spend money right now, let's just back down to something that's free. You know what I mean? So let's give that a try. I do want to open up for a couple of questions. I'm sorry that this went a little over, but this right here could really change the entire face of your business. If you don't put absolutely too much thought into this, remember, it's a free group. Get your water jug. I love Tracy's water jug with I've seen that picture all over. I love that.
Robin has one too.
Yeah, Robin has. I love that Tanya goes live in her group every day. It shows up so much differently in people's news feeds, especially if you're telling them in the group to become your friends. So, you know what I mean? If you're doing it this way, so anyway, if you're doing it this way, so I want to open up, see if anyone has any quick questions. They got to be fast. I love the comments. There's some great comments here. So does anyone have a question for any of the three girls? Just say like that person's name beforehand, unless it's just an open question. Go. Timed game. Anyone? Does anyone have? Does anyone?
We have a message.
Oh, we have a
Let's see if
message.
it's a question.
Okay, they're saying thank
Would
you.
you be willing to share the info you have?
Sure. Right. You got girls, right? You'll be able to share the info, right? We'll do that, and of course, we'll post this call. Does anyone that's listening to this and watching this, does anyone see how this can be helpful to their business? Can I get a thumbs up? Right? Could you see this as being exciting? Right? The people that you have that may not be, this is perfect for someone that not, maybe you got a person that says like, oh, I'm going to be an SC10 all-star legend or whatever. But the person who says, I'm interested in maybe sharing a journey with somebody, this is great for them. Hey, let's do a water challenge. And you do it with them. You know, get in there and just watch. Don't lead. Let them do it. But you just oversee and Jen will tell them and get to Facebook messaging. Believe me, to the brand new coach, it's going to feel like it does to these ladies that have been doing this for years. It's going to feel awesome that people are engaged, right? The teacher, teachers that are on here, they feel the most accomplished when it looks like people are receptive.
Right. Okay. Marcy's got a good question. When you guys did the country heat-ish groups, did you share the workouts? And if so, how? So Sue and Tracy.
I did. And I did. I went live with me doing the workouts, just one or two moves. Like usually it was a combo one and something kind of easier. And then, or I even showed the video. I don't know if that's legal, but I did show the video, like a quick little bit of Autumn doing it and explaining it to show how she instructs for the moves and stuff like that. But it was just 3 days. So one day I sort of focused on the workouts and one day I sort of focused on the meal plan and then kind of a combination. I see that, did you make it mandatory for people to have a free account? I did ask people to do that, but with these I didn't make it mandatory, but many did. And from that I did have many new customers and yeah, people. Cute.
That's awesome. And the other one was limit one free group to the next. We made a whole new group page, right? I think we all did that, right? We started off. And the biggest reason being is because this makes it so you're almost weeding down into who's actually really participating, right? Because if you just add more free content and you just invest more time into a rock, right? I mean, you can get a rock and they're just going to sign up and then they're just going to go onto an island somewhere and they just turn out to be this little rock. You can place it on a mantle and it's never going to be nothing more than a rock. So by asking them to go in and to join, you're going to find that they've gone in there and they've gone into the next one. You're going to have very engaged people. Tracy, did you find that your people were more engaged in your challenge than normal?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a big thing. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, they just seem to be really comfortable with the format.
And also when you do 30 days or 15 days, we're almost, we're trying not to make this like long-standing friendship relationship that's based on just you getting.
Like I always tell you guys, a pen pal.
Yeah, you're not trying to make pen pals. You are trying to help people, but you are also trying to make a living. I think one of the reasons why Jen got successful is very early on in this business, we started to pretend that Beachbody was our only source of income. And it's what really helped us move beyond and ask the hard questions. Someone as introverted as her, she always felt very scared to ask for the sale. But, and we're not salesy, but at some point, someone has to put a credit card in. So it is, in fact, a sale. So, by making it this way that we, by making it this way, it kind of helped that a little bit, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. So by making them not 30-day groups and making them really short, it keeps them moving, it keeps it upbeat, and it keeps us excited. Anything else that we see on there? I think that was it. No problem. So guys,
Robin said that she's going to do the Mom Sanity and something else, and if anyone wants to join. So maybe we can get a team one together. It's starting.
What's that team what?
Like something, if there's a few coaches that want to run a free challenge together.
Yeah, so what I'd like to do, if we could do that, is I'd like for you guys to reach out to somebody in your downline, even if it's somebody maybe that's not even working a business, or if you have 0 person in your downline, I want you to just reach out to somebody in your upline and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to co-run this with you, this 3-day challenge. We're going to post it today. Remember, don't make a long invite process. This is a 3-day challenge. You should be able to wake up and say, guys, I woke up today and realized that I don't drink enough water, and I'm committing for the next 3 days for a water challenge. I'm going to post in the group every day and give the tricks of the trade that people that are in my network that are so much smarter than me, that are going to help us succeed. The group starts in 2 days. Message me privately or post below if you're in. I always add that phrase, message me privately, as well, just in case, God forbid, the post gets crickets. We can have a little bit of save face that we just assume that everyone's been messaging. You know what I mean? So it makes it look better versus post below if you're interested and it's nothing but crickets. Like, hey, let me know if I look good in this photo, and there's like nothing. It's like, wow, it's horrible. So I think that's something to think about too. So do that, but we can make maybe a bigger group of respondents, like in a message that would turn off the notifications for. But I'd like to keep the group small. You know what I mean? A 2-person group.
I would say like 2 to 3 people running the group is like max, I would say.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. And leading those into the next one, and remember what your goal is, and reaching out to those people. And please make sure, if you're asking them to join as your friends and you're asking them to invite, and I love the way that Tanya, or I think Sue did whoever invites the most people to this group, I'm going to send something free to.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. And she said, she just had people coming in. That's how Jennifer gets so many people in her marriage groups. She says, hey, tag someone you know that might be interested in doing a free marriage challenge. She'll recruit 20 people, but they'll bring in 60 or 70. And the very first post she makes in her event page is, hey, just so you know, Facebook has very specific rules on how I show up in news feeds, so please send me a friend request. And she'll get 40, 50 friend requests. It's different than when they're coming to you. It really helps your psyche and your organization. And so I would like for you guys to start this off with your brand new coaches. When we're doing the Get Started Right, let's start off with a really simple free challenge that anyone who's not even a coach would want to do, whatever it is. Look through their wall, see what maybe some of the things they like to do. If they've got little kids, see if they want to do a lunchbox challenge, or something of that nature. Nothing Beachbody. You'll notice that very few of those were actually Beachbody related, but they actually just gave their Beachbody journey throughout the messaging and the posts. So it wasn't and also because like attracts like, so we didn't have a lot of people that were like strict following the rules of the ish, the cleaner, the clean-ish, the clean kind of. You know what I mean? Moonshine's the same color as water. You know what I mean? It's showing people that it's a real journey, right? I mean, because that's what's attracting people. Remember, Carl Deichler said at Summit, He said the only ingredient in this business that'll make you successful is you. They spend $1.5 million a day on advertising. So if you're out there trying to advertise Beachbody on your wall and they're spending 7 figures doing it, you're not going to get anywhere. They want to follow you. And if you don't think that you're somebody worth following, that's where maybe now the 4th vital behavior is a personal development. Oh, thank the Lord. So you know what I mean? Because you are somebody that people want to follow. So anyways, that's what I had.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Guys, thank you for tuning in on this. We're going to post this call. Share this with anyone you think would like it. I know it went a little long, but it's packed with information. Sue or Tanya, Tracy, do you got any parting words of wisdom?
Nope. Thank you for this opportunity, and it was fun.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Step out of your comfort zone if you had issues like I did, and just do it.
I love it. I love it how you said, Tracy, how you didn't have a lot of people in you and you didn't know where to go, and this really made you feel just invigorated as a coach and just made it feel like something was going on. That's really the biggest thing that we all want, right? We're not really looking to get rich in this business, even though it could happen based on your abilities and everything. But you know, you just want to see stuff happening. So this is a good way to get something happening. And I really appreciate you not giving up getting on this call tonight. So Tanya?
I just want to tell everybody to, same thing Tracy said, step out of that comfort zone and stop being afraid to share with everybody, because what you have to give them is a gift. Stop feeling like you're going to burden them by what you want to tell them, and get the mindset that you're selfish if you don't share this with other people.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too. Guys, thank you. Thank you for being awesome. Let's go make this week a really good week, and we'll see you on Monday. I guess on Monday, Jen probably won't be on. She's going to be in, did you tell anybody about it yet?
No.
Okay, well, Jen and Phyllis will be together, so I guess you still got to do the post. So I guess we're probably going to need someone to host the call. So I guess you probably should work on that.
Yes.
So anyways, all right, guys, have a great Monday.
Good night, everyone.
All right,
Bye.
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 Bye.